All right. Hey, welcome in, everyone. Welcome to On the Go Voice. I am your host, Charles Sabiaga, and you're listening to a section of On the Go E with my newest host for this section, who will help me facilitate and create the content, Adrian Arroyo. He is a videographer. He's been in the podcast before. He's a film director into creating content, loves taking photos of people as well. So he's the man when it comes down to even like social media as well. So welcome in, bro. Thanks for joining me to do this content with the On The Go Voice.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm excited. I always loved entertainment. It's just one of those things that once you start, you get sucked in. And especially with the whole COVID and being quarantined, I feel like I've been tapped with more on the entertainment side. And nice. Even though there's not much going on, there's still a lot behind the scenes going on. And we're here to hopefully show you guys what you missed out on.
Yeah, and it's just a great way to create an insider voice for On The Go Voice, as well as, share our perspectives when it comes down to entertainment, whether it's music, games, movies. I mean, I've been into games since I was a little kid. It started with Pokemon. That was where it's at. And now I'm like a big fan of like Marvel, or superheroes in general, basically. So, when it comes down to that. So, Adrian, with that being said, you're the perfect guy because you are more in tune with it. I try to keep up with it. Mostly I just keep in touch with Marvel stuff. But what's the first thing on our agenda today? We're going to talk about music.
Yeah, we're going to start it off with music. Three big album releases, but two of my favorite was Kyle's newest album, See You When I'm Famous, with a lot of exclamation marks, and Juice WRLD's latest album as well.
What did you think of Kyle's? And shout out to Kyle, by the way. He's originally out here from the 805, but from Ventura, so that's pretty dope to have somebody from Ventura. What was your thoughts on the album? I haven't actually particularly listened to it.
So when Kyle announced the album, he said that he was going to go back to like his roots. And I was a big fan of Beautiful Loser, and Smile was still pretty dope. And so I was very excited because till this day, I listen to Kyle's old stuff, and especially Sex and Super Smash Bros. That's the best song out there.
Oh, dang.
I listened to it. It was good. Like, you can definitely see him be like in the lyrics and the way he sings it. You can definitely see him going back to like how he used to flow. And I have a few favorites, especially the song he made with Trippie Redd, drums, and Ian Dior. Ooh. And I was impressed he got Ian Dior on there because Ian Dior is up and coming. And before all this COVID hit, I saw him in LA in February.
Nice.
And I even took some photos at that concert. So I've been a big fan of Ian Dior since that concert, or even before that concert, but like he just grew. And for Kyle to get him on the album, I was like, oh shit. But he also has other artists that hopped up on the track, like Rico Nasty. She's one of the hottest female artists right now. But yeah, it was pretty good. Like, I gave it 7 out of 10.
Nice. And on the other end, Juice WRLD, when he came out, I was aware of like his impact in the hip hop and just, music industry in general, especially with what he went through. But when I listened to one particular song, Wishing Well, yes, that one kind of hit me differently when I was riding on the car, and I was actually tuning out. I was thinking of some ideas that I was going to do for On The Go Voice, and then I heard it started playing the album, and I started realizing like, dude, this guy was getting raw with his music. Like, he was actually talking and sharing about his pain and how he was becoming vulnerable and how he was sharing it. And, we know what happened with Juice WRLD as an artist, and to experience that and realize him putting into words that like, hey, this is what he went through. It kind of put you in perspectives. And I thought it was pretty powerful,
Yeah, Juice WRLD was one of my big three. It was Peep, XXXTentacion, and Juice WRLD, and they all had kind of similar vibes with each their own different styles, but like sort of the same message. And when Peep died, I was like, like that one hit me. And when XXXTentacion died, Juice WRLD released a song called Legends, and that was dedicated to Lil Peep and XXXTentacion. And he has a saying called "What's the 27 Club?"
Mm.
We ain't even making it past 21.
Well, oh yeah.
Yeah, and then Juice World died,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just like it's just crazy. They have so much potential for them to pass.
It just shows you what artists can experience in the entertainment world or just in hip hop world in general. You know what pressure they amount to and then extort to in the sense of escape. So,
Yeah.
well, I mean, what we can remember them is for their impact. You know.
Yeah, and they're still making an impact. They're still
Exactly, and that's what they're gonna be remembered for. Speaking of impact, one of the artists that also recently released an album that I thought that was interesting was Logic. I remember his album in the past. He would talk about how he had a hard time trying to take care of his kids, and at the same time, like trying to be there at the same time as an artist, but also as a father. And apparently, he just came out of nowhere, and I just started hearing it from people that he made this album called No Pressure, and in a way, it was his escape to say, hey, this is my finale, my grand finale. This is the legacy I have fulfilled, and now I am passing the torch, and I can be here with my daughter. It kind of felt like an Eminem kind of like, leave when he's always mentioning his daughter, So I respect that. So I thought it was pretty cool.
Wait, so when he released the album, he announced that this is it. This is the end. Like Logic
say that, but throughout his songs in the album, actually, he did kind of mention it. I think it was on Twitter when he posted about his thing, saying thank you to everyone who's been a part of the journey, and I appreciate it. So he was kind of saying in a way where he wants to give appreciation to his fans that's been there. And in a way that like, hey, like I'm very thankful, and not just in a way like, oh, he's grateful for his success, but in a way where like, hey, like I want to give, like this is my gift for you guys as fans, So I thought that was really cool.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and it's cool to see other artists thrive like that.
Yeah.
That being said, the other type of what's going on with gaming industry, I thought it was really cool. What you got on your mind, Adrian?
Gaming? Well, all right. So I'm a big gamer as well. I started with Nintendo, and I'm an Xbox guy, and I'm still Nintendo. So right now, the games I play is on the Xbox and on my Nintendo Switch. But I started getting into mobile gaming as well, to kill time when I'm waiting for stuff. But so for those gamers that you guys know, E3 is very big in the gaming community. But due to COVID, it got canceled. Everything's canceled.
Mm-hmm.
That didn't stop Sony and Microsoft announcing, because this year PS5 and Xbox Series X is coming out. Let me tell you, there wasn't a lot of games that were like, oh my God, I need to get it. But the few that made an impact, those trailers, ooh, beautiful.
Ew, I actually haven't seen some of those trailers as well. I know with the PS5, they included, I think it was a Marvel, it was a Spider-Man's game. A Spider-Man game. That caught my interest. I was like, I am getting this.
You're getting, yeah.
I've been wanting to play a Spider-Man game because I'm like, dude, like Sony having an acquisition to Spider-Man, and then later on with Civil War, they were able to partner up with Marvel's Cinematic Universe, and I was like, dude, that's freaking dope. And then when I started learning about all this backstory, I was like, I'm hooked, And speaking of which, that PS5 is actually a trend at some point during last month. A lot of guys were mentioning, like it was a way like they would literally act like a baby, like if their girlfriend bought the PS5.
Yeah, the staying with my girl so she can buy me a PS5.
Exactly. It was a very hilarious trend. I thought it was funny because like it showed and revealed the young gamers in men. Like the kid that was excited to play the newest system, and I just thought it was cool, like to say, oh, we're grown up, but like, hey, like we still fucks with gaming. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's always nice to see that.
So PS5, I think the biggest three games that is coming out on their console is the new Spider-Man with Miles Morales.
Mm-hmm.
The Avengers game is gonna be on PS5 and on the Xbox, but PS5 gets to play as Spider-Man exclusive because they have that content.
Yeah. I was like, dude, see, that's even more reason for me to get it.
I know, right? To be able to play as Spider-Man on the new Avengers game, like I'm jealous. And then Little Big Planet, Sackboy. Sackboy wasn't in PS4, but he was big in PS3.
Mm-hmm.
And so the announcement, people were excited because it's their like best side scroller game franchise.
So does that mean you're not getting a PS5, Adrian?
You know what? No, I don't. No, I'm sticking with Xbox, and I'll tell you why I'm sticking with Xbox. That's because the new Halo game was announced recently in mid-July, and let me tell you. So the game's called Halo Infinite.
Okay.
It is open world. It's Halo's first open world game.
Right.
And the story takes place after Halo 5. It's but it's like a sort of a spiritual reboot, according to 343, like the way the story is. So it is after Halo 5, but they said that it's sort of a soft reboot of the franchise. And they announced that the campaign is several times larger than Halo 4 and 5 combined. And let me tell you, Halo 4 and 5 were kind of aren't the best. I mean, they're playable, but Halo 1, 2, and 3 is where it's at, and then 4 and 5 is kind of where it fell off. Yeah. But Halo Infinite looks promising, especially because it's open world. As of now, where it stands off, there won't be Halo 7 or Halo Infinite 2. So it seems that the studio 343 is going all out on Halo Infinite. They did announce that the multiplayer is going to be free for Xbox players, so you don't even need to buy the game. They're like, you can play multiplayer free, kind of like what
Call of Duty. Yeah,
kind of what.
It makes sense. That's their competitor. I mean, I remember playing Halo back then. It was different because I was flying and boosting and like having swords at one point.
Yeah,
so
they brought the swords back.
Oh, that's okay. That's
like the trailer. It looks good. I mean, Master Chief does have a grappling hook, and it's like, what the fuck? But, other than that, because he's never had a grappling hook. But again, they said it's a soft reboot, so I'm looking for this. Is like Xbox is like, boom, Halo, and they're like, we win.
Nice. Like here's our version, right?
Yeah, but that wasn't the only game that was announced. Far Cry 6 trailer looks beautiful. If you're a big Breaking Bad fan, that's Gus is the big villain that it seems in Far Cry 6.
Nice.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla was announced. That's getting a November 17th release date. Watch Dogs, the new Watch Dogs Legion, is coming out October 29th. But not only that, the new Paper Mario game was just released late July, and a lot of people are loving it. They really focused on the environment and the text, like the conversations between the characters. Mario still doesn't talk, but all the other characters still talk. And it's just funny. It's just funny, like, to see what they say when you play the game and like the little.
That's cool. I need to get back on that in the Super Mario world. I mean, I've been playing a lot of Smash when it comes down to it.
Ooh, Smash.
Yeah, one of these days we're gonna have to start playing up, Adrian.
Yeah, dude. You already know.
All right. Speaking of which, when it comes down to even just Marvel, one of the things I've been looking forward to is another Marvel set of movies. The Black Widow doesn't come out until November 6th, if everything goes according well with the whole COVID. And it was a setup, and the cool thing I'm looking forward for, it may seem like a prequel to, because Black Widow has never gotten a movie. Everybody else except and Hawkeye has gotten a movie. But Black Widow is one of the ones, and so they're setting up a history for her. And essentially, it was supposed to set up the upcoming Wave 4. I mean, they set up the Wave 3 up to the Avengers 3, but understanding the history and taking consideration, this is happening before the Civil War. That's what happened in Black Widow, what's coming up. And this is going to introduce some new players that we can expect in the upcoming MCU. So I'm excited. Hopefully we get something big in the upcoming years again, for such as like Infinity War and Endgame. That was an exciting time. I was like, everybody was talking about it. I was like, yes, this is the type of trend I want to be on.
This is the trend.
Yeah. So other than that, when it comes to movies and shows, what do you have going on that you're excited about, Adrian?
What am I excited about? Well, Justice League the Snyder cut was announced in July, and later on in the month, we got the first footage of Black Suit Superman. Now, for you're a big Marvel fan, and so am I, but DC's got some good moments, and Black Superman is when it's a spoiler. So Superman dies, and when he comes back to life, he's in a black suit and he's evil, and they kind of showed that in Justice League, but Zack Snyder said a lot of the movie that he imagined was cut in post production, and that's why Justice League didn't do so hot. But he's finally getting to release his vision, and a lot of people are excited. He released a trailer of Black Suit Superman because he said there was more to that than what was shown in the movie, and so I'm very excited to see what's that.
Yeah, it sounds exciting. I mean, I've watched all the previous DC movies, from Suicide Squad to the one with Harley Quinn and the one Wonder Woman, Aquaman, all of that, and even the Justice League. And actually, recently I started watching some of the Arrowverse, which is kind of considered DC, but they're not really connected. So
yeah, different universe
out. But it's interesting to know like the Flash and Arrow and all stuff. But also, yes, I'm looking forward to that as well. I do love watching. I mean, I would prefer Marvel.
Yeah, but they're still good. Like Suicide Squad's good. Another thing I'm excited for. So Tenet is Christopher Nolan's latest film, and it's been this film has been pushed back because of COVID, and finally, hopefully, with everything going well, if we keep wearing our masks and staying safe and doing social distancing, Tenet is looking for a August 26th. Is for the Europe countries, if things are going according to plan, and in the US we're looking for a September 4th release date. So hoping for the best for that, because Tenet I've been waiting for. It looks very suspenseful, and I'm excited to see what this film is all about.
Okay, cool. It sounds like a fun time. All right. Well, anything else that we want to bring up, Adrian?
Disney just released their newest Pixar film coming next summer. It's called Luca. It looks very cute. It reminds me of anime vibes. I feel like they're going more for that sort of style, like a Studio Ghibli type film, but it's Disney. Okay. So I'm excited at Disney and Pixar. Okay. So I'm excited to see what they're coming out with. So the Emmys announced their nominations, and my favorite was the animated section. Rick and Morty was nominated, Bob's Burgers, The Simpsons, BoJack Horseman, and Big Mouth. So I'm looking forward to see which one of those wins. My hopes are Rick and Morty.
Morty's fun.
But BoJack Horseman, this was their last season, and it was a very good season. So I wouldn't be mad if BoJack Horseman wins, but I'm really hoping for Rick and Morty.
That's cool, man. Yeah, I'm tuned into a little Rick and Morty. It's interesting how they develop the scene, so that'll be dope to see as well.
It's a good show.
Yeah.
Side note, for those of you who Game of Thrones fans, yes, the show is over, but the book's still going on. And this happened a few years ago. George R.R. Martin said that if he did not release The Winds of Winter by July 29, 2020, we can imprison him. So he's stuck in jail and finishing the book.
No.
And the book's not out yet, so guess justice will be served, and we are going to finish the last book of Game of Thrones. Because let me tell you, fans were not happy with how the final season ended, and we're really.
I heard about that.
Yeah.
People were telling me to get into it if they want like dragons and sex and.
It's a really good show. The last season just fell off. It was just horrible. There was so much hype and it fell off. So we're really looking forward to the book to see how it truly was supposed to end. And hopefully with the book ending, HBO will be releasing that version of how it was supposed to end. Hopefully.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
The cast is for it.
All right, guys. Well, that is it for On To Go E. Adrian, thanks for recapping the rest of entertainment side with me here on The Go Voice. We'll see you guys in next month's issue to just do a little recap once again.
Yeah, thank you. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this July recap. Yes, we are in quarantine, but there is still a lot of going on in the side of entertainment. And just remember to just have fun, enjoy the things that are out there. There's still a lot that we didn't even go through. So yeah, hopefully you guys love this episode.
Yes.